Here's a question I've been getting a lot lately. Jeff, I love the idea of the thing under the thing, and I'd love to use it, but it's not quite clicking for me yet. Can you give me some extra examples? Yes, let's start with this. Howdy, Jeff Bartsch here with Story Greenlight, where we're all about helping creators like you tell the stories you care about the most. That is what we're all about here, so if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss a single video. One of the best ways to tell stories that leave an impact on your audience is something that I call the thing under the thing. We talk about it here a lot. If you're new to the channel or you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, here's the deal. When it comes to content creation, most people talk about what's on the surface, what I refer to as the thing. And the stories that have the most emotional impact with your audience are stories that speak to layers of stuff under the surface, what I refer to as the thing under the thing. It's a way of thinking differently about what you're talking about in your content. Here's some examples that I've given in the past. For instance, the places where you walk on the street in downtown Hollywood. The sidewalk is the thing. Those sidewalks represent a city of dreamers and hopes and dreams and making it big in Hollywood. That's the thing under the thing there. It's not just about playing with toy cars, it's about imagining an epic car race. And it's not just about a kid walking on a hiking trail, it's about a boy walking down the road to becoming a man. Now at this point, this is where it's easy to get lost and say, it's like, okay, fine, so I'm thinking differently, but how does this thinking differently actually translate into my pieces? How does it actually work? Let's talk about that. All action begins with thought. So this really is the place where you have to start with the thing under the thing, is how are we thinking about this and what idea are we wanting to attach? It's an offer of connection, as I've said in the past. It's an offer of what you're connecting the surface to things below the surface. So once you get your head in the right place where you want it to be, that translates into a whole laundry list of things that we can use to emphasize that idea that we've picked. And the stuff that affects is everything that editing is. It's shot selection, it's pacing, it's random folks using the public stairwell. It's all good. The emotion that you build, it affects the motion of the shots. It's like everything that editing is. Which brings me back to this. What do I think about turning 40? All sorts of places you can go with this one. I mean, just from the very surface of, it's another revolution around the sun, it's a birthday, there will be birthday presents and all the things. And people singing that song to you. Then you can start thinking more, it's like, okay, well, a birthday means I'm alive and I'm not dead. I've completed a decade of life. I'm beginning another decade of life. Then there's the whole idea of like, how do I feel about where I am at this stage in my life? Have I accomplished what I want to accomplish? Do I think that I can accomplish that I want to accomplish? How do I feel about what I've failed in the past? All that stuff, it's all tied into this whole birthday thing. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a batch of footage that I've shot and I'm gonna cut it into two sequences with two different things under the things in mind. But here's the thing, I'm not gonna tell you what they are. I want you to do that. See, the thing under the thing can be tricky. It's, as I talk about in this video right here, it can be very blatant, it can be subtle, it can be anywhere in between, and it depends on all sorts of things like you, your communication style, your content, your audience. They all affect how this thing under the thing is perceived. That's why I'm not telling you what my intent is behind these two sequences. I want you to figure that out, and let's talk in the comments about what you think they mean and what you're picking up and how you think these ideas might apply to your content. All right, here we go. So, this is happening. Not that it matters. Today will be like all the others. I'll sit by myself in a room with a computer trading the best hours of my creative day to someone else or a paycheck. I don't mind the work, but to the kid who imagined what it would be like to be part of Hollywood, well, here it is. And there's no end in sight. So, this is happening. What an amazing milestone. It's another day to think, to feel, to connect hearts and minds with story. It's another day to be challenged and to operate at a higher level. So, to that kid who imagined what it would be like to be a part of Hollywood, you've made it. You're telling stories that spread courage and inspiration to millions of people around the world. But don't get too comfortable, because there is a lifetime of challenges still to be faced, and a world of stories yet to be told. This is just the beginning.